Over the past 15 years, Spider-Man has swung through various forms of media, movies, animated series, video games, and comics, all leaving their unique mark. While each iteration has had its share of praise and criticism, one name that consistently stands out for quality is Insomniac Games. Their latest release, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, became a major success, with fans praising how the studio seamlessly integrated two Spider-Men into one epic story, all while leveraging the advanced capabilities of the PlayStation 5. With such strong reception and growing anticipation for a possible Spider-Man 3, the question remains: can Insomniac deliver yet another blockbuster hit? Insomniac's previous 3 games have built a rich narrative universe, drawing from decades of comic book history. The groundwork has been laid for both Peter Parker, voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, and Miles Morales, voiced by Najee Jeter, to face new challenges. With Miles now taking center stage as the main Spider-Man in New York City, the dynamics of the Big Apple are sure to shift. Peter, on the other hand, may focus more on his scientific career and possibly starting a family with Mary Jane, voiced by Laura Bailey. However, there will likely be moments where Peter steps in to help Miles. Spider-Man 3 could further explore these developments, building on the storylines that will likely be teased in the upcoming DLCs for Spider-Man 2. The third Spider-Man game could bring in massive story arcs like Carnage or even the Spider-Verse, with big consequences unfolding in the future. The main villains will likely include familiar faces like Norman Osborn/Green Goblin, voiced by Mark Ralston, Otto Octavius/Doc Ock, voiced by William Salyers, and others we've already encountered. After the events involving Harry Osborn, voiced by Graham Phillips, Norman will stop at nothing to save his son and seek revenge on Spider-Man for separating him from the symbiote. His obsession will lead him to develop a goblin serum, testing it on himself before using it on Harry. This serum will grant him powers but also drive him to madness, transforming him into the Green Goblin. Meanwhile, Octavius will be determined to return, unable to resist reclaiming his iconic mechanical arms, despite his previous failure to unleash a virus and destroy Norman. Other potential members of the new Sinister Six could include villains like Chameleon, Beetle, and 2 more characters who might be teased in the upcoming DLCs. There's even a possibility that Null could join this rogue gallery of villains. In Marvel's Spider-Man 2, the symbiotic relationship between Peter Parker and Venom, voiced by Tony Todd, was the heart of the story, leading to a thrilling final battle that left players wanting more. As we look ahead to Marvel's Spider-Man 3, the aftermath of those events will have lasting effects on New York City, especially with the anti-symbiote still bonded to Peter. Hopefully, anti-venom won't be used to end Peter's story, as it did with some of his allies in the comics. Peter will likely be haunted by the events of the second game, which could push him to step back from being Spider-Man, at least for a while. However, with so many villains on the loose, Miles will need help. He can't face them all alone. Meanwhile, Mary Jane's career as a reporter will continue to rise, possibly even surpassing the fame of figures like J. Jonah Jameson, voiced by Bob Joles, or Danica Hart, voiced by Ashley Birch. As for Miles, we'll see him grappling with the challenges of balancing his responsibilities as Spider-Man and his life as a college student. His relationship with Haley, voiced by Natasha Offali, will be explored further, adding more emotional depth to his character, especially after the losses he faced in Spider-Man and Spider-Man. Miles Morales. One big question mark is the return of Mr. Negative, voiced by Stephen Oyeong. While I'd love to see him come back and further redeem himself, it's possible that after the events of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, we might not see him again, which would be a real loss. A team-up between Miles and Mr. Negative would be great to explore, especially given their history. It could add another layer to Miles' character development and show how far both characters have come since their previous encounters. One of the highlights players can look forward to in Marvel's Spider-Man 3 is the continuation and evolution of the unique gameplay mechanics established in the series. While we can expect the return of features like web wings and other upgrades, they'll be refined to serve a more distinct purpose. In this next installment, I'd love to see an expansion of combos, finishers, and new powers or gadgets. The previous games certainly brought improvements, but it's essential to keep the combat feeling fresh and engaging over time. The The web-swinging mechanic also presents a challenge for enhancement. One idea could be introducing a swinging speed option, allowing players to choose their web-swinging speed. This would give players the freedom to select their preferred method of traversal without relying solely on fast travel. Additionally, incorporating more varied acrobatics and unique animations would make swinging through the city even more visually stunning and enjoyable. Fans are eagerly looking forward to the addition of new suits and gadgets for Spider-Man to unlock and customize. From classic costumes pulled straight from the comics to unique designs made just for the game, customizing Spider-Man's look and abilities has always been a standout feature of the series, especially with the new color palettes introduced in Spider-Man 2. Players can expect even more options, enabling them to tailor their experience to their personal play style and preferences. I'd love to see options like a fireman's hat or a backpack, reminiscent of the alternate suits from the movies. The same goes for Tom Holland's Spider-Man suits and other iconic designs from the comics and previous games. To enhance our experience even further, it would be fantastic to have the option to customize a wide range of elements, making it more immersive and unique. Just imagine being able to create your own Spider-Man suit for either Miles Morales or Peter Parker to wear.